A student handed me his essay and said, I worked really hard on this one. The title was, How I'm Going to Kill My Teacher. I almost laughed. I'd always liked dark humor, but then I walked back to my desk and read the first paragraph. Ms. Coleman lives at 4521 Birchwood Lane. She parks her gray Honda in the driveway because her garage is full of boxes she never unpacked. She eats dinner at 7 p.m. Last night, it was leftover Thai food from the container with the red lid. My hands started shaking. I looked up to call on the student, and just my luck, that's when the bell rang. Students started flooding out, backpacks and chatter everywhere. They were gone before I could stop it. I ran to the door, scanned the hallway looking for the new student. He had brown hair, a blue jacket, but dozens of kids were pushing toward lockers blocking my vision. I walked back to my desk and flipped to the second page of his essay. She showers at 6:15 a.m. She leaves for school at 7:20. Tomorrow she will not make it to her car. My blood froze. Tomorrow's date was printed at the top, November 8th. That was tomorrow. I flipped through the entire essay and saw no name on it. I canceled my next lesson and went straight to Principal Reeves. A student threatened to kill me, in writing. She took the essay, read it. Her face changed. Who wrote this? A new student. Brown hair, blue jacket. He said he transferred today. She pulled up the enrollment system, typed, scrolled, frowned. We haven't had a new student in 3 weeks. My blood went cold. That's not possible. He introduced himself this morning. I put him in seat 24. She shrugged. There's no transfer paperwork, no registration, nothing. Then check the security cameras, I pleaded. We went to the security office together, watched the footage from 5th period. I saw myself teaching, saw myself point to the back of the room, saw students taking notes, but seat 24 was empty the entire class. No, how was this possible? Go home, Claire, the principal said. Take tomorrow off. I drove home feeling like I was going crazy. Was I going crazy? At home, I checked every room, every closet. Then I drove to the police station. First officer looked at the essay and said without direct threat, there's nothing they could do. Second officer told me to report tomorrow if anything suspicious happens. But the third officer, Officer Dunn, he read the essay 3 times. I'll have a patrol car outside your house all night. Tomorrow morning, don't leave until I come get you. I breathe a sigh of relief. Faith in the law restored. That night, I didn't sleep. Every creak was footsteps. Every shadow moved. At 6 a.m., I watched the sun come up through my blinds. The patrol car was still there. I made coffee with shaking hands. 7 a.m., knock on the door. Officer Dunn. Ready to go? Give me 5 minutes. He stepped inside, looked around. Mind if I use your bathroom? Long night. I nodded. Down the hall. He walked away. I heard the door close. I walked to the kitchen and grabbed my bag from the counter. Reached for my keys. That's when I felt a hand close over my mouth from behind the curtain. My body went cold. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. An arm wrapped around my waist, pinning my arms. I thrashed, kicked. My elbow connected with ribs. The grip loosened for half a second. I spun around. Brown hair, blue jacket, smiling. Good morning, Ms. Coleman. I opened my mouth to scream, but he held up a knife. I wouldn't. My whole body was shaking. I could hear Officer Dunn washing his hands down the hall. How did you? Basement window. The patrol car was watching the front. He'd been in my house all night, under me, while I lay awake listening for sounds. What do you want? I want you to understand something. The bathroom door opened. Footsteps in the hallway. The boy grabbed me, spun me around, knife against my throat, my back pressed to his chest. Officer Dunn rounded the corner. His hand went to his gun. Drop it, now. The boy didn't move. The blade was cold against my skin. Do you know who Daniel Perry is? The boy asked. Dunn's gun was drawn, aimed. I said, drop it. Answer. Do you know who Daniel Perry is? I was crying. He was my student. He took his life last year. The boy holding me paused. He was my brother. The knife pressed harder. I felt a sting. Warm blood trickling down my neck. You gave him an F on his final essay, the one about our sister who died. You wrote lacks emotional depth in red ink. I remembered. I thought it was fiction. He went home and swallowed 40 pills. And you gave the eulogy at the school assembly like you actually cared. Officer Dunn was speaking into his radio. Backup. Hostage situation. I'm not going to kill you, the boy said quietly. I just needed you to feel it. One night of knowing someone was coming. One night of checking every room and still not being safe. He released me. I stumbled forward, fell to my knees. The knife clattered to the floor. He put his hands up, got on his knees. Daniel felt like that every day, and you never noticed. Dunn rushed forward, cuffed him, slammed him against the wall. I stayed on the floor, hand pressed to my neck, blood on my fingers. The boy looked at me as they dragged him out. Now you know.